Note Ephesians 6, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. When Jesus was on the cross, he looked out and said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Jesus saw how the enemy was playing with the minds of the people. He wasn't looking at the people. He was looking at that we wrestle against. He saw the principalities, the powers, the rulers of darkness of this life, of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places, operating in the hearts and the mind of the people. Therefore, forgiveness is very, very important because we're not wrestling against the person, but oftentimes we see what is before us, which is the person, and not seeing what's operating in them. And even that's in them is trying to provoke us, where we would find ourselves getting out of the will of God, opening up the door where now that's in them that's trying to provoke us to yield our members to unrighteousness as unto sin. So God is saying, don't yield your members to unrighteousness as unto sin. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Be strong, abide in the knowledge of God. That's another thing Satan comes after. We're wrestling to hold on to our faith. He's trying to take our faith from us. He's trying to take our knowledge that God has given us from it, that God has given us from him, given us of him. We are to hold on to that. So when we see that happening, God has told us we are not wrestling against flesh and blood. Therefore, be strong in the Lord. Don't weaken down and respond to the actions that are the actions that are against you. Be strong. Don't yield to that. Abide in the strength of the Word of God, the knowledge of God, and the power of God that God has given us to keep us. The power of God keeps us. Recognize that we are not fighting, wrestling against the person. It is not the person that stands before us. We too have had our conversations in times past with the enemy. Paul speaks to that in Ephesians 2, and in Ephesians 2 it says, and you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lusts of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But God, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Christ. By grace are ye saved. So we have, remember where God has brought us from when we were operating according to the power of the prince of the air. We were in the same condition. That perhaps we'll have better understanding of what we're dealing with, and we can hold on to the strength of God. where he said, "Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." Be strong. He's revealed to us who our own life is a testimony of the power of God. And when we came to the knowledge of God, and just through receiving Christ, how the Lord came in and did a work in us. That's a mystery and a miracle. We cannot forgive without love, and you cannot love without forgiving.